All right, this is the Random Shuffle. I'm your host, of course, Ray Swaby. Guys, we are back with some more heat. All right, we got the homie Jeremy Baker, aka the Radical Left Thug, in the building. Also, the founder of the VR podcast. He streams weekly, guys. I'm gonna have all those links in the description. And we got the homie Chairman Afrika, man. Newark stand up. All right, this is a true hero, guys, to the community. It is a blessing to have him back on the show. And of course, thank you so much for coming on the show. Luke, all right, is a comedian, and also he knows his stuff when it comes to politics, brother. It is going to be a good show. Y'all sit tight. We about to get into it. And like I said before, if y'all are sensitive, this show ain't for you. All right, go that way. Yeah. All right, because we about to dive into some deep stuff going on right now. All right, so let's get into it, man. Let's start it off. But before we jumped on the show, I was talking to Jeremy, and I think this is necessary to bring it up first. I want to talk about Jake Long, right? Jake Long, I seen a video a couple of days ago. Lang. This dude, Jake Lang, my bad. Jake Lang, he did blackface, and this blackface was triggered towards what Drewski was doing. All right, we've seen this multiple times. We've seen people doing blackface all the time. What is your response to this video, Chairman Afrika?
I didn't even see the video.
You didn't see the video?
I didn't even see the video.
Man.
Is there a way we could pull it up?
I might be able to.
You can pull it up?
I probably can. I think I can share my screen.
Because other people probably ain't seen it either.
I think I can share my screen. I got Twitter open right now. Let me see if I can.
Yeah, let's share that screen.
Oh, I can.
Ooh.
It's like, I won't lie. When I just watched it a second ago, I thought it was like, the first visual, I thought he was trying to like do like Arab face at first. Because it looked like, I was like, it's not even like a well done like makeup job or anything. Like fucking.
He looks ridiculous.
It's obviously racist.
But look how he's acting though. You know what I mean?
Like, what does this prove? What does this prove?
Nothing. And he's reenacting the murder of that white woman that got stabbed.
Oh, the Ukrainian.
Yeah, that's what they're reenacting here. And somehow he brought Drewski into it.
I think he was saying that it's to get revenge for like how Drewski did whiteface. Is that what he said?
Well, yeah, it's the Erica Kirk thing. That's exactly why. It's
right.
Yeah, because Erica Kirk is like one of their white saviors. You know what I mean? She took over for Charlie Kirk, and yeah, God forbid you make fun of her. It's honestly pathetic how these people react and how just how big of snowflakes they are. You know what I mean? They're the ones that say we got to free speech, and then as soon as you make a joke about them, they go cry and then do stuff like this. So it's honestly really pathetic how they act.
Yeah, man, I want to hear it. Luke, what is your response to the video?
I mean, like, I thought that name, I won't lie, the name kind of sounded familiar, but I Googled him, and, like, this isn't even, like, the worst. Like, he's a January 6th. Like, he tried to overthrow the government. Like, I read, like, article, he was threatened, this can't be right. He said he threatened Carmelo Anthony. Like, does they mean the basketball player? And he was like arrested for something like that. Like the guy is this is obviously disgusting and racist, but it's not really surprising to see vile, disgusting stuff from somebody who's like just already willing to overthrow the government. And
yeah, it's not even that. He's a Zionist who pretends to be Christian. Because every time he gets thrown in jail, he keeps asking for the kosher meal. Which, I'm just saying. But that's not the worst shit he's done. I mean, it's one of the worst things that he does. But he goes around antagonizing Muslim people.
How you know he asked for kosher meals?
I follow him. He was calling his mom, crying like they won't feed me the kosher meals.
Hey yo, because like when you get locked up, they ask you that. They ask you what, like, do you have a special diet? Like, what do you want to eat? And he like, yo, give me the kosher meal.
Right?
That's funny. That's funny.
Yeah. But he's also going around antagonizing Muslim people. He's very Islamophobic. He recently went to the BET Awards holding up signs saying black parents are failures. He's also gotten caught messaging, I think, a 15-year-old girl, trying to have sex with her. So he's also a pedophile. You know what I mean? This guy's a real piece of shit. And this is the type of stuff that they idolize on the right. You know what I mean? That's why they don't care. Donald Trump is in the Epstein files a gazillion times. Because they're all fucking, as far as I'm concerned, if you support Donald Trump at this point, you either are a pedophile or you are okay with pedophiles. Period. Point blank. Like, you should have your children, you should be called in your asses if you have children. God forbid. You know what I'm saying? But that's who these people idolize. It's just the worst of the worst. They're like the bottom of the fucking human barrel, like the sludge on the bottom of the human barrel.
But
it's disgusting.
We're going to start from the beginning. The name of that movie is Dark Water from Delaware with DuPont. Okay. Everybody that's watching this right now, that's listening to us speak, whatever we're gonna talk about for the rest of the show, if you watch the movie Dark Water, you're gonna understand why we are saying what we need to say. I mean, or what we are saying. But this dude, Jack Lang, whatever his name is, that's the society we in. Our society is like it's individualistic. If it promotes people like that, he probably truly don't believe none of that. But he's doing that for content. That's how he get paid. He's reaching a niche audience. I mean, so if you watch him, he go out to rallies. It could be people out there rallying, Black Lives Matter, whatever, and you have a flag or something. Like, this is not verbatim, but you have something saying like the reason for all the reason for the deaths in the Black community is Black women having abortion. Like, he'll have some shit like that on like walking around. So people start running at him, trying to beat him up. And like he videotapes this and he airs it out. And the people that are racist, the people that are looking for this, they seek that out. And you see the society promotes it. It lifts it up. And, we do like 3 shows during the week podcast. Jeremy do shows. We talk about the conditions in the community. People starving. Like, this is what people are really dealing with. Like housing. People can't afford rent. I don't care where you at. Our stuff don't get no traction. Our stuff is not pushed out there. This is not what the society is really like, conditioned to take in. They take in people like this goofy and they push them out there and people see that and they think that's how most people think. That is not how most people think and most people behave. I don't know anybody that would do what he's doing. I don't know any white person that would do what he's doing. But this is what they want to push out there. This is what the algorithm pushes out there to have us fighting about being distracted about goofy stuff like that instead of talking about serious things.
Yeah.
Like, don't even take him seriously. Like, he's a court jester. He's a clown.
He is a clown.
You don't take nothing he's doing seriously. Just a waste of time. I'm disappointed. Like, we even spent this time talking about him because we're making him what? We're making him what? What's the word I'm looking for? We're platforming him.
Platforming.
Yeah, because like, yeah, exactly. My secretary is always saying, Mike, the general secretary. But nobody's platforming us. They're not going to bring us on these spaces on CNN, MSNBC to speak. They're not, because they know we know what we're talking about. So they try to silence and isolate us. But him, he will be everywhere. I guarantee you he's been on all those spaces. And he does nothing.
No.
He adds nothing to the conversation, nothing to society.
You were talking like I just want to piggyback off of what you're saying. Like, as far as platforming this guy, I don't know if you guys know who the Unfuck America tour is. They were supposed to be like the left's answer to Charlie Kirk, a bunch of liberals.
That sounds familiar.
Yeah. Anyway,
that was the left?
On the left.
Wait. That's the left? Unfuck? You sure, Jeremy?
Well, no. They're blue MAGA is what I call them.
No, but I'm saying, are they left though? Are they supposed to be liberals?
They're supposed to be liberals, right?
The T-shirt that I saw, Jeremy, I think you sent it to me. He had an Unfuck America T-shirt on, and then Unfuck, there was a lightning bolt.
Right.
Unfuck. That's some, like, you already know what they're going for.
That's why when you say
they left. Yeah. That's crazy. But go ahead, Jeremy, my bad.
No, you're good. They just debated Jake Lang. That's why I wanted to talk about it. Like, they're supposedly on the side of democracy and on the side of the rights of other people and blah, blah, fucking blah. But then you're going to have a self-proclaimed white nationalist who goes around the country doing Hitler salutes and antagonizing black and brown people on your show and debate him. Like, who the fuck, like me and Chairman talk about this all the time. Like, what was the purpose of that? Who is your audience? Like, this is why black and brown people don't want nothing to do with white people, because like they'll turn around and just fucking platform this guy.
By the
Like,
way,
you claim to be for the rights of everybody, but then you got a neo-Nazi piece of shit pedophile on your show.
Listen to the debate? Did you listen to the debate, Jeremy?
Fuck no, I'm not listening to that trash. I just saw that it was on there.
No, I want to see how it actually went. No, because
Bro,
like,
when he walked in, they're shaking his hand like, "Nice to meet you." Oh, it's so, yeah, I'm so glad you're here. Like, being all fucking buddy. Like, I would, if I see Jake Lang, I'm catching charges.
yeah.
The one, I don't promote violence ever, but I would more than willing.
But what would I tell you, Jeremy?
What?
What would I tell before you go see Jack Lang wherever he's at? What would I tell you?
I don't know.
You know what I'm gonna tell you. The same thing I told you before you got butted by the rifle shield in the face.
Don't do it. Yeah, you did tell me.
Before he went to Delaney Hall, we had a conversation. I told him, that these people will brutalize anybody. Before you went, I'm like, they're going to brutalize everybody just to keep people quiet. They don't want the world knowing what's going on. Like that.
I don't know, man. Some people just need to be put in their place, man. I'm sorry.
You going to go get hurt. I mean, like,
I'm not gonna get hurt.
That's what they want us. Now they want us to react. They want us to be reactionary. We have to be strategic in how we deal with them.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and like Jeremy, I'm only saying it because I love you, my guy.
I know. I
mean, we got to be disciplined, but
Chairman,
I know.
Chairman knows I get hyped up.
Yeah. He ready to go on the front line. I'm so sick of seeing this shit,
man. I can't stand this stuff, man. I'm serious. That's how mad it makes me to watch our country devolve into this shit where these fucking mouth breathing knuckle draggers here are the ones getting all the attention while you and me struggle just to get views on social media. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is who we're playing. Again, this is who society in general is platforming, right? Which is sick to just begin with. Like, that's how mad it makes me, though. That's where we're at.
Yeah, you're right. And I think Chairman said it before, man. Let's get off this topic. All right, so this topic I really wanted to start off with. This is the Jessie Lopez Jr. case.
Nice. Okay.
This was meant. I'm pretty sure everybody knows about this case. This is sad. This, like most cases are, but dude gets in trouble. 18-year-old dude out of Williamsport, Pennsylvania, gets harassed by a cop for jaywalking. Mm-hmm. That's what they're calling this, jaywalking. Mm-hmm. He gets put in the car. He's still, which is good. The good thing is he still has his camera, so he's showing people what is happening, what is going on. But things like this happen every day, right? Can y'all tell me your opinions on this case and what will be the truth behind it?
It's just, that's my hometown. That's where I'm from. That's where I live. And I reached out to the father. I've been in touch with the dad, and we actually know a lot of the same people. And we've been, he said he's real traumatized about the whole situation. And that cop in particular has been a problem. And he went viral twice. Last week he had another video where he was just harassing black people down at the fucking I think he was trying to like pretend like he was, I don't know, looking for drugs or some shit. Like, because he ended up pulling his badge out in the end. He didn't have his badge out at first. It was underneath his shirt. So like, he's always trying to start some shit, and it's the same cop every single time. He followed that kid for blocks. And then eventually, when you saw that video, that video is where really everything just kind of escalated and everything like that. Thank God he got the video. You know what I'm saying? Or we may not even never know what would have happened. So yeah, it's because this is a small area. This is like 35,000 people where we live, but it is a predominantly white area. Like, I've even gotten into it with the cops around here because they don't like how I talk on the internet. You know what I mean? Like, back when Charlie Kirk got, I don't even know if it was the same guy or not. It can't be. Back when Charlie Kirk got murdered, I got doxxed and people were sending me pictures of my house, like driving by my house, sending me pictures of my house. I called the cops, and the guy knew what I did, apparently, because I told 911 why I was being doxxed. And he got there and eventually almost arrested me for giving him and trying to give him. I was giving him attitude. I'm like, are you going to do your job? Or are you just going to fucking stay in there? You know what I mean? Like I'm trying to hand this guy I'm trying to send this guy screenshots off my phone. He pulls out a pen and a notepad and pen. I'm like, bro, I swear to God. And then he's like, I should arrest you. What world are we living in? You know what I mean? If you, but no, yeah, Jessie Lopez Jr. He's got to live with that now. He got arrested for nothing. For what? Wearing a hoodie? That's it. There was no reason to bother that kid. None at all. He wasn't breaking the law. He was racially profiled by a racist ass cop. We got a racist ass DA. Who, I don't know if you saw that video where he basically blames black parents. Takes no responsibility for it, no accountability for it. You know what I'm saying? Like this is the world we live in. And that's like I said, I'm gonna be dealing with that personally because I'm getting with Jessie Lopez Sr. and we're gonna make some waves around here. So listen, I'm going to Newark tomorrow or Sunday. I'm going to Newark again to do some work and protest outside Delaney Hall. But when I get back, I'm gonna be getting with him and talking to him about everything. Eventually, they've been told not to talk about it so much right now because I'm hoping they sue the shit out of them. But once they're able to, we're going to try and get him on our podcast too. I could probably get him on here as well if you'd like. I'm sure he'd be more than happy to come on. A real nice guy, real great, amazing family. And yeah, it sucks to see it happen. You know what I mean? It sucks.
Yeah. Chairman Afrika, let me ask you this. It's 2026. Why are we still getting harassed like this?
Hey, yo, look, Luke, man, you ain't never gonna get a word in. My boy Luke ain't never gonna talk. If you keep driving to me, man, because you know I'll be going with sermons out to something.
We need to. Why 2026? Why is stuff still happening like this to us in 2026?
Yo, right now we reading Frantz Fanon. Last week when I came, I told you about to get the book Wretched of the Earth. That is the Bible for revolutionaries. I mean, that's what they used to say back in the day. And then we reading it in our Sunday podcast. It's Sundays, right? Sundays, yeah, we reading on Sundays. And I was going over it before you call. I'm listening to it again because we do the audio. Like we record the audio and then we listen to probably 15 minutes of the audio and then we talk about it and then translate it to conditions of now. Yo, you asking me why we still going through the same stuff I'm reading in the book in the 50s. And he's saying, and in the first chapter, he's telling us the reason why we are going through this, because this is how the system operates. This is how it works. The police are there to protect the resources of the wealthy. They're not there to protect you and I. They're not there to protect the community. Their relationship with us is always of them policing us, keeping us within our barriers. Like the reason why that incident happened, you could even look on social media. Everybody be like, why are you wearing a hoodie when it's 80 degrees, 90 degrees outside? Every time I see a black kid with a hoodie on, with 90 degrees on, I think they got something on them. If you pay attention to your social media feed, you're going to see people questioning why people are wearing hoodies. And they're saying they probably got a gun on them. This is prevalent. Talking about people in the community like that, dehumanizing each other, is prevalent everywhere. He's doing his job. That officer is doing what the police want him to do. They want him to police the people in that community. I mean, so he's finding a reason to go and harass him. He didn't have to say anything to him. You don't have to help him walk across the street. You know how to walk across the street. You don't give nobody a ticket for jaywalking. Nobody does that. Everybody jaywalks out here. We all know that. I jaywalk. You jaywalk. The police jaywalk.
Jaywalking law is bullshit in the first place. It's meant to target poor people who don't have...
They're going to throw that shit out. They're going to go to court. He's going to waste his time in court. They're going to throw it out because it's really nothing. They're going to downgrade it to nothing and throw it out. But the reason why he's going through that is because that's how our society is structured to work. The police officers don't understand they work for us. They look at us as just we're like cattle. We're like sheep to them. And they're herding us. They got to keep us in our area. They think we are so stupid. You can't say nothing to us. They call us civvies. They got words that they use to talk about people that are not in correction, that are not in law enforcement. Those are things we don't talk about in the society. And when I'm reading Fanon, he's saying we're not going to change all of that until we start to look into all these things, all these contradictions in society, which is what you're doing now. This is the process, because it's gonna be so prevalent. It's gonna be everywhere. You cannot ignore it. So we used to think the police were good guys. Everybody thought the police were good guys. You'll become a police officer. Yo, the mask is coming down. Since the cameras, since social media, every day you wake up, there's something about the police. I don't know if it's just my feed, but every day, every morning, there's always something about the police shooting somebody in the face. Yo, how do you think that's gonna play out in 30, 40, 50, 60 years of this people just seeing this? Their children, their families. Yo, after a while, people just would just start to rebel on their own. I mean, and we're not there yet. We're still at the point where people are like, damn, the police are really like this? Damn, we ain't know the police will shoot you in the face, I mean, for just standing outside. We didn't know the police would mace you. We didn't, damn, that's how police treat women? That's how they be, damn, he kicked them in the face. Yo, he just shot him. Yo, bro, that cop shot her in the face. She was just holding a pot of water. Yo, over and over and over. Yo, they're unmasking empire. I mean, quicker than anybody can do. I mean, and all of this stuff is predicted. If you read people like Marx, you go back and read like all these revolutionaries. You listen to what Malcolm said. You listen to what you put the audio on and listen to them speak. They're gonna tell you everything that you're seeing right now. None of it is new. The problem is, what have we done? Yeah, it's raining out there, right? You hear the thunder?
Yeah, is that you?
Is it raining where you at? Right?
Nah, no.
Bro, it's coming down. It's thundering out there.
I thought it was out here because we had a thunderstorm earlier. That's why I looked up. I was like, shit. It's supposed to be bad, yeah.
Nah, but we haven't organized, and like that kind of organizing that they're telling us to do, that Fanon is telling us to do, it takes people that are selfless. It takes people saying like, I'm not trying to get paid for this. This is what I need to do to make the society or my community better. Because in doing that, that's how you become successful. That's how you become wealthy, rich. That's how you, even not just outwardly, but internally, by doing that work, by giving your life selflessly. But we are all trained to be he just said that in a book. I was just listening to it. General Secretary, remember when you was doing recorded? Yo, he said that we are all trained to be individuals in our silos. I mean, like we're separate. Like this is how they have to come in and be able to separate us, divide us. Yo, don't nobody care about nobody outside. They just worried about their refrigerator. They worried about taking care of their family, taking care of their kids. Yo, it's in the mantra of my mind. Yo, F everybody else, do what you got to do to get out the hood. That's what they preach. 2nd grade, 3rd grade, 4th grade, 5th grade, 6th grade, all the way to middle school. You got to go to high school, do what you got to do to go to good college, to get the F out of here. Everything is individualistic. If you do this, you're going to get this. But people are starting to see more and more. If you do this, all you do is just work, and pay bills. If you are able to get a job, people are starting to see that, like it's not adding up. So now people are going to start looking for where do we go? What do we do about this? And we're trying to be that space where we're telling them, yo, it's simple. It's not hard. You ain't got to do no super magical shit. We just come together, pool our resources, and then provide the security in our community. Yo, that community should have its own security separate from the state security. Because the state security is not there to secure them. It's there to police them. You have to have people in your community that police the community. You have to go people. Yo, imagine if it was 10 of us standing there. Me, you, Jeremy, you, and other people. You think he would have grabbed them talking about you got your hoodie on?
Mm-hmm.
No, think about it for a minute.
No.
And then if we had guns. We had guns this long. Because I don't know, can you carry guns over there?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
If we were patrolling.
That's something actually we're going to talk about, yeah.
Yeah, if we were patrolling with guns this long, and we were all out there patrolling our community every day, and he knew that we would be out there. We may be out there. He's not coming out there to grab my son, grab your son, grab anybody, child. But the is not outside. The community is not there acting as if we are a village to protect each other. So the state apparatus, the state power is going to manifest itself in so many different ways. And we see it, but we just don't know how to explain it. And everything I'm saying, I'm not telling you somewhere like, yo, Africa's so smart. Yo, I just told you, I was reading the book just now, and he was explaining this shit. So when we get off, You could go read the book, or I'll send you the audio, and you could hear it, and you could be smart too. I'm not trying to act like I'm smarter than everybody in the world. Yo, man, I could barely spell right. I mean, I'm not smarter than you. I just took
Me
the
and you
time.
both, brother.
Yeah. Yo,
You
I went to
dyslexia right here.
I went to the worst public schools in the state. Yo, my phonics, how to put words together, write sentences, all that shit is chopped up. You can't just automatically fix that shit. But what I can do is read, and I can listen. So when Fanon is telling me, yo, the last, which is us, the last, we are the last, 99% of us, we are the last. The last must be first, and the first shall be last. I understand that shit. The landlord needs to be last. Donald Trump, the capitalist class, all these politicians that are millionaires, billionaires, they need to be last. And our broke asses that's living paycheck to paycheck, living in the basement, in the attic. I don't know where my man Luke is at right now, but like, look, man, we need some. Yeah, look, we need to get right. Now, I mean, word, but it's like nobody ever teaches us this shit. And this is the last point on that. Yo, he said, yo, you got to learn this shit from birth. So, like, it ain't like you could just wake up tomorrow, boom, like you got the revolutionaries right now that's going to take over empire. No, he said this shit has to be taught from birth. So what is our job? Our job is building those institutions that will teach the next generation how to fight this behemoth. Because if we don't, there will never be a revolution. Because no revolutionary you speak to is going to tell you people just wake up one day and society flips. Or the people in power just gonna get a kind heart and they're gonna decide to just split everything, take all their money. Bezos gonna wake up one day and be like, yo, I'm giving all my money to everybody. None of that shit happened. The people gotta revolt. They gotta remove those people. Yo, in the book, he said you gotta bury them. You gotta bury those people or they gotta go away. There is no negotiation. Where have you ever heard that? Who is talking like that? Is that what Al Sharpton is saying? Whoever, Tamika Mallory, whoever, the Ben Crumps of the world, they're not saying that. They're coming to go tell that kid with a hoodie, yo, shut up, say the American justice system work, and we're going to get you a paycheck. And then you get your paycheck and you go on about your day. I get a cut, you get a cut, we all get a cut. I'm not saying what happened to the boy was okay, but we have to stop this taking bribery for the abuses of the state. I mean, at some point, we got to draw the line. Yo, it's not here for you to get a check. I mean, like, they murder your son. So your son is dead. That's the victim. But you get millions of dollars. So now everybody goes like, we got justice. And you running around on different shows talking about what you did as if you know anything about anything. When all you did was just collect the check. Every single person that they lynch, that they kill, they just give out a check. Everybody just go fight for a check. Let me call Ben Crump, Al Sharpton, NAACP. You say what? No, and nothing changes. And then we talk about this again and again and again. Instead of people like Ben Crump, Al Sharpton using all those millions they got to start building institutions in our community. Yo, the General Secretary and I was talking this morning. Yo, we should put refrigerators in the community and just pack them up with food. Like put that stuff in different parts of the community or pantries. Just pack it up with food. Tell people in the community, you can come put food here for the community. Yo, we believe if we do that, it's going to stay packed. Because the people in the community are actually decent human beings. They understand, like, if I got canned foods, if I got food here, let me go put it in here for people that don't have it to eat it. Yo, but nobody's coming up with these different kinds of solutions on how to help people. So, like, we were going to talk about that in our meeting. Like, yeah, we need to come together and do these things and put these refrigerators, these pantries in every single ward where we just stock it with food. Now, man, none of those ideas are coming from them. Having our own schools, building our own schools separate from the ones that have been failing decade after decade after decade. It's not like the school failed 1 year, they did better the next year. They failed 5 years, they did better the next 2. These motherfuckers, yo, it's 2026. They have a consistent record of failing every single generation, year after year.
Yeah.
Why do they exist? Why are these schools here? Why haven't we built any schools with all the celebrities, all the Jay-Z's, all these people that are so black power? Why, the Kendrick Lamar's? Why we haven't built any of these institutions? because they are part of the system exploiting the masses of us. They don't care about us. And I brought them up because they talking about they're about to go donate money to Carmelo Anthony and all these people. Yo, this is like they find people where it's like it's a class thing. And they go do charity there. And then they turn around, what's his name? Tyler Perry. Even though he don't put out some garbage propaganda, his movies are trash. They debase and dehumanize.
All of them are trash. All of them are
They,
trash.
they dehumanize our community. But he's gonna go say, I'm doing something for this one family, for this family. So now look at me. Look at, like when somebody attacks him, he's gonna bring that up. Yo, I guarantee you before you die, somebody's gonna call him a sellout. And he's gonna be like, people gonna be writing on social media, or he's gonna say it. Yo, when Carmelo Anthony was murdered, I gave money to the family. I went over there and supported the family. When this person was locked up, I went and did this for social credibility. Nothing tangible, no institutions to be able to change the conditions in the community. Yo, all these people are frauds. I mean, but go ahead, Luke. You ready to jump in, Luke?
No, yeah.
Okay, Luke. Yeah, go ahead, Luke. Get him, Luke. Get him, Luke.
I was gonna say, like, genuinely, like, it's really cool, like, hearing what you guys are doing, like, at the very least, protesting. Because to be perfectly honest, like, I live in Krakow, Poland. I live quite far away from my home, and I don't feel as much. Like, I can vote in, like, local for, like, very specific local ordinances here and stuff like that, but I'm not a citizen, so, like, I do feel like, especially because I've lived here for 6 years now, I don't always have an opportunity to support local. I don't really have a massive opportunity to support local efforts. And honestly, since probably I was slowly going towards, like, just having complete despair that, like, the systems can't really be fixed, like, especially with the genocide in Gaza, like, started again. And it just made me feel completely, like, hopeless. In the last, like, year, 2 years or so, I see so many more people turning to, like, starting with supporting the community and going from there. And I think that's awesome that you guys actually organize and are doing stuff like that, because it's not gonna just, like, change on its own. And it is silly. I think liberals specifically have a tendency to go towards celebrities because everybody likes, it's like, oh, like, Tyler Perry was good in Gone Girl or whatever, and he does this, but doesn't actually impact much. It just makes, like, liberals that have any kind of money feel better a lot of the time. And what's actually going to do anything is grassroots, like, protesting, grassroots community movements that are going to look out for each other. And it can start there. It doesn't necessarily have to be, like, everything all at once. So yeah, I just think that's really cool that you guys are doing that. I think what happened with Jessie Lopez, like, it's not surprising.
No,
Like, this is like, I'm happy he's alive. Like, it's, I think whatever gods may be that he's alive, because that situation can end significantly worse, and we know that situation can end significantly worse. So
Usually
the
does.
cops execute people all the time. There was, I can't remember the kids. Yeah, there was another person they were literally laying on the ground. The guy shot him right in the back.
You talking about in Maine?
No, I mean, I'm
no,
sorry.
this was a
It's
couple of
happening
months
so
ago.
often now that it's hard to keep
everywhere.
track. You know what I'm saying? It's like every fucking day, man. We got to hear about something else horrible happening, whether it's police brutality or like Klan activity at this point. Let's just call it what it is. Like, we're finding out kids are being hung. You know what I'm saying? Black kids are hanging out with their white friends going missing, and then nobody's been arrested yet. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. What do we?
Yeah. Let me ask y'all this, because you brought it up to a great point. So, because of the system, right, and the history behind it, do you think there is such thing as a good cop out there?
Not in reality. I mean, like, I generally, what I hear, of course, because I'm from, like, my parents, or more so like my dad, you would describe as, like, a liberal, like, and they were always voted for Democrats, everything like that. But the dad has, like, centrist tendencies, let's say. I love him to death. He's not a bad guy. But, like, there is a tendency amongst, like, especially white liberals to defend, because they probably know some police officer out there that they don't genuinely think is an evil person, which might even be true. But when people like talk about like all cops are bastards and stuff like that, it's more that the system, like Chairman was saying before, it's not necessarily them. Do they read to their kids before they go to bed, or do they take their kids to the soccer game? It's not about that. It's the system that they're upholding, and their job is to protect state interests rather than actually protect people.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's what I would say about it anyway.
Yo, you hit it on the button. That's what they say on there. That's what they say in the book. And you didn't even read the book yet, so you smarter than me.
Yeah.
I mean, but that's exactly. Where you from? Poland?
I'm from Delaware, but I live in Poland for the last 6 years.
Nice.
Oh, so are you in Poland now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Krakow.
Oh, wait. As
shit.
we're speaking, you in Poland.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yo, that's crazy. Why you inside? You should have been outside.
It's
Yo,
Oh shit! It's 6 o'clock in the evening. I used to live in Germany.
Yeah,
So
all
yeah.
the Polish people said like, but like, nah, that's what's up. Yo, that's a beautiful thing. You've been living there for 6 years.
Yeah.
Now, how do the police interact with the people?
I would say like I haven't had well, frankly, in the US I also haven't had many like look at my but generally it's just different. It's so fundamentally different. Like it's weird because they have giant military like vans and stuff. Kind of like they do in the US, but the difference in there have been definitely some instances since I've been here normally related to like some protests or pride march, but it's so minimal in comparison. It's just such a fundamentally different situation. It's really hard to compare. But ultimately,
is there class dynamic?
A class dynamic. There's always a class dynamic when you're talking about like policing, I would say. I mean,
that's what I'm talking about. How do they treat the people in the lower class? Is it like similar?
I mean, they have. I honestly, I'm uncomfortable with answering completely because I can't give you like specific examples or evidence. But I would imagine if I researched it, I wouldn't go because I don't speak Polish fluently. Like I can read like articles and stuff, but it would take me a long time to like decipher. I mean, I would imagine that there has to be some sort of class dynamic.
But you got some interesting to do while you there. You should,
right. Yeah, go ask the cops.
Go see. Yo,
in America, you fucking twitch the wrong way, you get shot. You fucking sneeze while the guy's asking you a question. God.
Yeah.
He was reaching. What the fuck? I was sneezing.
Hey, yo, talk to the people. See if we got some revolutionaries there. It's like, yo, if you in Poland,
worldwide, baby,
link up with somebody in Poland, because this is supposed to be universal. What we doing? The capitalism, the stuff we're talking about is universal. It's just it's like, anyway, but that's
what the only thing I'll say to that. I mean, I'm not saying those people don't exist. I do know like-minded people here as well. What I'd say is Poland actually says one of the things I researched in university was the communist system that Poland had specifically, and Poland had it was a puppet system. It wasn't actually properly controlled by Polish people. It was controlled by the interests in Moscow. So like for a communist system, it was like, it's hard to describe it as like an actual socialism because the interests of Poland and the Polish people weren't fundamentally important to the laws that existed here. So a lot of people are immensely skeptical of communism here. Of course, of fascism as well, because obviously it's Poland. I live 45 minutes away from Auschwitz. So
my mom was born in southern Germany there.
Okay. Like Silesia region or like
Bavaria, I believe.
Bavaria, okay.
Yeah. No, it's a democratic government, right?
Capitalist government.
Yeah.
All right, so my bad, Ray. My boy.
No, it's all good. It's all good, man. It's all good.
Yo,
what do y'all think?
Your show international, my boy.
Yeah, man. I used to live in Spain for 6 years.
Oh,
yeah.
Nice.
So how was Spain?
And the police.
Man, Yeah, I was actually gonna get ready to tell y'all Spain is different, bro, because being black in Spain is like being black in America during the 70s and 60s. And yeah. So I'm gonna pretty much tell you this. I've been stopped by the police more than 4 times in Spain. Just walking, or I was coming out of a grocery store. I wasn't in Madrid. I wasn't in Barcelona. I was in the heart of Spain. All right, because Madrid and Barcelona, there's more culture over there. They're more, laid back, so it's different. But I was in the heart of Spain, where I was stopped. I was racially profiled. I went into the grocery store. I was followed by the police in the grocery store. Dude asked me I've been asked for my passport a dozen of times, man. It is, the system that they have over there is well hidden, because people think of Spain like, oh, this is a beautiful place to go to. And Spain is beautiful. They have a lot of beautiful people there, right? But there's this old system that kind of needs to go, because most of the brothers and sisters that go over there are from Senegal. They're from Cameroon, right? So when they look at me, they're like, oh, he has to be from there. And then when I open my mouth, oh, you're from the U.S., I get different love.
Yeah.
It is a weird system over there, and I have definitely experienced racial problems over there.
Wow.
Word up.
Yeah.
Nah, yeah, Spain is real, man. I ain't never been there. I just read, I just study. But Spain up there. Spain is up there, my boy.
It's a wake-up call too, man. It's a wake-up call, man. And the reason why I asked you that question, because even in Spain, the cops are not trustable, right? I remember asking for directions, like, hey, where's to get to this place, right? And I'm almost fluent in Spanish, right? So I'm speaking in Spanish. And he's like, before I show you, can I see your ID?
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, brother, I got on white pants and I got on headphones, and I just came back from run. I don't look like a threat. I got white pants on. Who's gonna rob somebody in white pants? You know what I'm saying? So, like, yeah, there's a lot of racial pressure out there for sure.
But
Man.
Yeah, but is
It's not a fleet.
Not a threat. I bet mental note. All right.
Well, you have white pants on.
I swear to God, if I get robbed by somebody in white pants, I'm coming back over you pissed.
You're gonna feel
Bro, I
disrespected.
was told y'all were a threat. Fuck. I was lied to.
Jim Albert, you're not gonna feel disrespected. A brother come up on you with white pants on. You're like, dude, you got white pants.
Yeah, well, I understand,
here, man.
Bro, I understand.
I did not see that coming.
Like Luke said, man, it's not really that it's the job that they do, man, what they signed up for. Because no matter where you go, even if you go to Africa, no matter where you go on the planet, the people and the police always have a fraught relationship, because they're there to protect the interests of the powerful. Those are the rich. And like, you could have somebody in your family, because when we have these conversations, people take it personally. And he said, Fanon said that in the book. He said, like, when you talk to people about this, they take it personally because they think you're talking about them. I mean, the police officer can be your son, can be your brother, can be your father. That doesn't, like he said earlier, that don't determine whether they're a good cop or a bad cop. It is the stuff that they have to do. What kind of stuff do they have to do? They tell them when they go to work, they stand in line on their roll call. This is what you're going to do for the day. You're going to go in these communities, and you're going to frisk down these children in this poor community right here. So like on your shift, you're going to go to this building, and this 13, 14-year-old kid going up the steps, you're going to stop him, and you're going to make him strip to check him to see if he has any guns or drugs on him. And then you see like somebody like me walk up. That's your father, that's your brother, that's your mother, that's your sister. It doesn't matter if that's your grandfather. I'm watching them strip a young kid, a young black kid in America to see if he got a gun on him. He's a bad person. She's a bad person. What they're doing is bad. It doesn't matter if they get paid for it. It is still bad and wrong. I mean, it's not just bad or wrong. It's not just illegal. This is what they're doing is evil. Like and I've seen it. I've seen them, and I had to confront the police. Like, what the F are you doing? What are you doing? Why would you strip that kid down? Because what they're doing is also illegal. You're not supposed to strip no kid down to search him for anything. I mean, but they get away with all of these things, and we see it. And I mean, so when they go home, like, yeah, you're a father. You go home, you about to go read to Timmy. I mean, read him a book. Like, you pay the bills. I mean, you take care of your family. You go to Little League. But what you do at your job is evil. It's criminal. I mean, it's whatever word you can come up with, adjective you can use to describe it. So, like, as a Panther, we consider police as pigs. I mean, they're the worst of the worst. They eat the on feces. Like, if you put on that uniform, that is what you represent. You are that police officer that shot that boy. And you know what? We all know it now. They can't tell us the truth. They have this blue wall of silence. We all know it's real. So once you're a cop, you have to maintain that blue wall of silence, or the other officers will come after you and they will remove you. So if you're a cop, you in there, you working every day, you're getting promotion. That means you're maintaining that blue wall of silence. You're keeping silence to all the abuse in the community. Yeah, man, it's like, it's deep. But these are the conversations, according to the revolutionaries, according to Fanon. These are the conversations we have to have, and we have to, like, how did he use it? Damn, like he said, we have to examine all the societal issues, whatever. We have to, like, examine them thoroughly and come up with solutions on how we fix them. But if we don't do that, if we just go ahead and say all cops are not bad, you put on a camera. If they wear a camera, that's gonna solve it. If you do all this stuff, all this, what they call it, all this reform, like trying to reform it, trying to fix what's going on, like you put patches. None of that is gonna get to the root of it, and we must get to the root of all of this. And that's what we're here to find, people that's ready to do this type of work, to get to the root of all of it.
That's what we're trying to do.
Go ahead, Jeremy.
Go ahead. Oh, I was gonna say, because I personally explained. He was talking about the cops are there to protect the interests of the wealthy, not to protect the people. When we're down Delaney Hall, man, we was getting attacked by the cops way worse than we was getting attacked by ICE. Man, they were literally shooting rubber bullets at fuckers out there. You know what I mean? They were not playing around. They're shooting rubber rounds, pepper balls, bear mace. They had riot shields. That's the cops. They're protecting Geo Group, who owns Delaney Hall, the concentration camp there. ICE will come out and pepper spray us, but they had organized, like, horses, straight up, attacking the protesters. And they were putting us in they were kettling us in little areas. And they literally told us, this is your First Amendment zone.
Right.
It's the cops telling us this.
You listen to what Jeremy's saying, but people don't understand really what he's saying. The police is supposed to protect peaceful protesters. That's what the police did. They did.
No.
The mayor said it out of his own mouth. The mayor said, our police will be there tonight to protect the people during the protest. And there is video of police grabbing people, removing them in front of the gate so the Geo Group could drive their cars through the gate. And one of the cars hit the protesters. Now, you would think the police officer would chase after the car that hit the protester, because this is what they're supposed to be doing as citizens. This is how they speak up. When they say, like, yo, if you have issues in the community, you're supposed to have a peaceful protest. You're lining up in a straight line in front of a concentration camp. You can be more peaceful than that. But the police come and grab them, and then the car hit the person. The person that the car hit, the police chased him down, grabbed him, and arrested him. And people are seeing this. People are seeing this in real time. It's going all around the world. It says something about the police.
Yeah. I got hit in the face with a riot shield. Fuck. Newark, that was Newark PD.
I told you to stay home.
I know, but it was still, I don't know. I can't. It's like my version of Pig Patrol down in Philly.
Yeah, I know.
That's my thing.
Let me ask y'all this. So obviously this police problem ain't gonna go away, right? What is the next step for us to, like, coexist? Because we haven't coexist with them at all. Would it be a brother from our community becoming a police officer? How would that work going in the future with police trying to with us and police, the relationship, trying to make it work and trying to be safe. For
I've
the
seen it.
communities.
Go ahead, Chairman. Or you want me to?
Yeah,
I was gonna talk about Philly.
No, I answered. I just didn't want to like cut you off.
Yeah.
No, but like even if my brother become a police officer, he got to do what they're telling him to do. I mean, if my brother became a police officer, he'd probably be the one that come in here like Fred Hampton. Fred Hampton had a snitch come inside the organization, tell the police the layout of the whole house for them to come in there to kill him. That same police officer that's my brother will be the one giving them the layout of the house. That's how it works. No, it doesn't matter which one of us become police. You work for the system, and there's no two ways about that. Now you say, how are we gonna coexist? I'm telling you what I don't know anybody, any intellectual that any revolutionary would name that's higher than Fanon. Fanon said you cannot coexist. They're a different species. They survive off your exploitation. I'm saying it again. They survive off your exploitation. Like they send them here to do the stuff that the corporations want. So they make money off that. So if they don't do what they tell them to do, they won't make money. It's simple. So now you're thinking like, I'm gonna go negotiate and talk to them. All they're worrying about is their bottom line, their money, paying their rent, staying in the suburbs, having those 2-3 cars, sending their kids to college, having insurance, drinking pure, clean water, being able to have a pension when they're done. They don't give a damn about you because they're already individuals. So they're not trying to cut no deals with you. And the sooner we accept that, then we start to do what we need to do to survive. I'm not saying, all police are bad. We should go to war with the police. No, you understand that the police are not there to help the community. Then you organize the community to start to create their own policing system.
Mm-hmm.
That's the hard work nobody wants to do because there's no corporation, no nonprofit that's coming to pay you to do that. That is some humanity shit. That is some being a man, real masculinity shit, saying I don't want to be a prisoner to this system, so I'm going to transform it. There's nothing more gangster than that shit. Transforming the system that's oppressing people, generations after generations after generations, to give your life to a battle like that. There's nothing better. I wake up every morning. We wake up, Jeremy wake up like talking about how his life is so much beautiful, how we got motion out here, like we doing all this work, because he putting in the work. If he wasn't putting in the work, like when I first used to talk to him, he used to be like, this shit got me so depressed. I'm like, man, they gonna do that shit. Just worry about what the fuck we doing, what you doing. I mean, you coming down, he just said, I'm coming down on Sunday. He coming down on Sunday to help out with the camp. The camp is popping. We got the kids coming, we talking, we having all these conversations. We building relationship. Because I told you the first step is building those institutions, the next generation. And we having these conversations. We was talking about Spain. The kid was like, he told me, he was like, my boy Alex. Shit, I should have told Alex to come to the show. He like, I think he's 11 years old. So he was like, yeah, man, I wanted France to win. I'm like, why you want France to win? You're like, it's Mbappe. You're like, Mbappe's from Cameroon. I'm like, then why you ain't playing for Cameroon? So he was like,
yeah,
I don't know. I'm like,
he's French. I have a video about that actually.
Yeah. I'm like, bro, you know what one of my friends said? One of my friends told me like, this is not the World Cup. This is who got the best Africans. My African versus your African. So he was like, so who do you want to win? I'm like, I want England to beat Argentina because I don't like Messi. So he was like, but they got Africans over there too. He like, and they're not playing for their countries. I'm like, this is the world we live in.
No, the finals in Newark.
Yeah, I didn't even know that. But
Trump's supposed to be there too. So
you see, but I told Alex, this is the world we live in. I'm like, there's a reason why he's not playing for Cameroon. Why all these players not playing for them? When they were your age, they never had these conversations. Because like once those kids start playing and they start belonging to clubs, the team, they have these people that's paying money to train them, to get them to the next level. All this conversation we talking about is dead because they're just trying to make money. I'm like, they're just trying to go where they're going to make the most money and be most successful at. But but I'm talking to you now, Alex. So now you become nice at basketball, you become nice at boxing, and somebody try to get you to go do something crazy. You already know, Alex. You know why you boxing. you know why you're doing what you're doing. I mean, but like that's the camp he's coming to. And then when he come, yo, I'm showing him this is a white person, but he's not a bad person. Looky here. He take you to school, bring you back. He's here working with you. Look at the boxing gloves. Look at all the stuff we're doing. Look at the food we giving out in the community. Look at Jeremy. You get to see that all white people are not this. All black people. Like you get to see it and have these conversations. That is why it is paramount we build these institutions in our community, and it don't have to be a physical school.
Yeah.
You could get a basketball team. You could get a baseball team. As long as you're able to bring these kids together and start to work with them.
That's the thing, though, with kids.
Yeah.
Like, that's why I like working with kids, because kids are not inherently racist.
No.
Because that shit's taught. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? If you get
learn.
a kid from the right age and teach them right and show them like the good, just show them people, just different people. I feel like people need to experience in different cultures to be able to respect them. Like, go out into the communities, but like kids don't see that shit. You know what I mean? That shit is taught. It's handed down from generation to generation, because this whole country was founded on racism. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I think
it was literally invented to keep us separated. And honestly, racism was also invented to control dumbass white people too. They just don't know. They're just too dumb to realize it. You know what I mean? Because they're sitting there convinced them. There's like, you got somebody out there literally with a red MAGA hat on, one tooth in a trailer park held up by duct tape. And he's like, somehow thinks he's superior because of the color of his skin. Like, this shit is inherent, it's taught. And it's, you know, of course, it's just, some people are hopeless. But we got to start somewhere, and you got to start, like Chairman says, you got to start educating the youth, and it's our responsibility to do so. Like, if the government's not going to do it, they're dismantling they dismantled the Department of Education. Like, this shit is completely gone. You know what I'm saying? So if you thought our education system was bad, like, I forget what state it was. Was it Louisiana or some other southern state? Basically bringing back segregation in school, making that's okay. So what do you think all the fucking money's going to go for these schools? It's going to go to the white schools, because we have a white supremacist government. You know what I'm saying? So like, it's honestly up to us to police ourselves, to fucking educate ourselves. We have a wealth of resources. Like, I'm not an educator, but I'm pretty sure I could teach kids on what's right from wrong and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, teach them how to be a good person, how to overcome obstacles, like share like the trauma I've went through in my life, and somehow, you know what I mean? To try and relate and just do something better. We got to do something different, and we got to do it now. And it starts with the youth. It really does.
One thing you said specifically about like the school system, and I know a little bit about like how, well, one of the way that schools are funded is by property tax. And I don't know if it was absolutely intentionally to do this, but that obviously means that areas that are more wealthy just naturally have more money going to their schools. That's a systematic thing. If you fund schools based off property tax, the schools with higher values of their property are going to fundamentally just naturally get more money to begin with. And also segregation, like in Delaware, where I went to school, like I was very lucky. I went to what's called a magnet arts school. And magnet art schools, you have to apply for and you have to get in. Now, listen, my family aren't very wealthy, but they still benefit. My family is like middle class, upper middle class. But I still benefited from, even though my parents were rich, like I had guitar lessons, drum lessons. I had all of these resources to do these things, which allowed to get me into this art school. So even though it's a public school, we didn't have to pay for it. It still is a very segregated school. There still weren't that many black and brown people at the school, because it's fundamentally how, like, due to obviously things like redlining and systematic oppression through the years, black people are significantly less likely to have these sorts of trainings and stuff like that. And it still means that schools that aren't private schools are segregated. And then like openly, all of my parents' friends, all these like liberals in Newark, Delaware, talk about like, well, we can't send our kids to public school. It was like, even when I almost thought I wasn't going to get into the art school for middle school, I thought my life was like over. I was like, oh my God, all the public schools are so terrible. And I've been
You feel
told
me?
even by people who blatantly like non-racist, genuinely non-racist people, oh, the public schools are so awful and like terrible. And there's like do whatever we can to make sure Luke doesn't go to the public school, which then like
Nah, but like, Luke, you just explaining our reality, man. I'm telling you, just explaining it, because this is not no slight on you, Luke, but you're not smarter than all these politicians. I'm not smarter than most of these politicians. They went to Harvard, Yale.
Yeah, I'm not.
You think they're not smart enough to understand if you put the schools are funded based on the property.
tax.
You think they're not smart enough to understand there's gonna be an imbalance there? See, but they know.
Yeah.
They got this thing, what they call it, or something about the housing, AMI. They got this thing called AMI about housing. So when they do housing, they say like area medium income. So the people that live in this area, the median income, that's what we're going to use to see what the rent is. But you get all the people in the top scale, and then you add them with the people at the bottom scale, and then you be like, yeah, so like you can afford this rent, even though you know the people at the bottom that's making 10,000 cannot afford something that somebody that's making 300,000 can afford. But you still do that, so you gentrify the community. And then everybody's talking about, yo, we got to get them. This is what the politicians be talking about. Be saying, yo, if you vote for me, I'm going to change the area, whatever, AMI. They never change it. They're just saying that because they know, like, we know something is wrong. But I wanted to make a correction. This should have been the first thing I did. Remember I told you, Jeremy, I wanted to make a correction.
Oh, yeah.
Yo, last week I said Stanford University did a study where basically whatever we wanted as people, like we didn't get. It wasn't Stanford. It was Princeton University. I mean, I've been mad all week, bro. It was
it's almost
He's like, right.
it was Princeton. No, but my statement was true, but it was Princeton University. And the preference of the average American appeared to have only a minuscule, near zero, statistically non-significant impact upon public policy. So what we think has nothing to do with the policies that they're putting out. What we want, like the AMI, like you just said it. You just said another policy. Yo, you shouldn't do housing based on property tax, because then the people that got more property or pay more property will have better schools. You see, you just said it. But like you telling me all these politicians from year to year, generation to generation, they're this stupid?
Yeah.
No.
I don't think they're stupid. I think I mean like
I know you don't.
originally it wasn't intentional.
I know you don't. I mean, I'm just saying generally, do we all think they're this stupid? No. They know what they're doing. They mean what they mean. And no matter who you vote for. So it doesn't matter if you vote for Mondani. It doesn't matter if you vote for Obama. It doesn't matter if you vote for Trump. It doesn't matter if you vote for Buttigieg. If you vote for Kamala Harris, Kamala, whatever. The preferences of the average American appear to have only a minuscule, near zero, statistically non-significant impact upon public policy. Martin Gillens and Benjamin I. Page, Princeton researchers, they wrote a whole paper in 2012. They wrote this paper and put it out. And the paper is telling you, they went back and looked for decades to see if any policy represents the people. And they're telling you it doesn't. Everybody, but what they're saying is not new. That's what the Panthers were saying in the 70s. That's why they killed Malcolm. That's why they killed all these people that stood up and said, yo, they killed Gary Webb. Gary Webb, like right now we know they brought drugs in our community. Well, some people know. But Gary Webb was a white dude in the 90s that said, look, the government is bringing cocaine into the ghettos, and they're using it to fund the wars in Nicaragua and all these places. Yo, they said he shot himself in the back of the head and jumped out the window. Some shit like that. I mean, like, so he shot himself in the back of the head and
picture that
out the window. I mean, but it's like, yo, it's people out there trying to expose all these things, but there are no institutions, so people will remember this. Like, they have schools. They teach every class that come in the same goofy shit. And we have memories of this. We hold on to this shit. We have no institutions to teach the next generation that these people are the enemies. So tomorrow they're going to get who they gonna get? They gonna get what? They gonna get a Puerto Rican woman, from the Bronx, from the South Bronx that talk fast, she not speak Spanish. She talk real fast. They're gonna get her and say she's gonna become president, and they're gonna tell all of us vote for the first Puerto Rican woman, as if they're going to do anything different from the black president,
Or the white one.
or the white one, or the Catholic one, or the Protestant one, or the one. I mean, none of it. It doesn't change.
At this point, I'm convinced there's zero chance that Donald Trump
we gotta flip this shit.
losing power.
Yeah, we do. Yeah,
At
we
this
do.
point, I don't even know if we're going to have elections. I don't know if you guys see the stuff that they've been putting out. Going
Yeah.
after radical left, not radical left, but what are they saying? Left-wing violence is what they're calling it.
They're gonna use ICE. They're gonna use ICE to patrol the voting booths.
Yeah. And they're
That's
setting it up.
exactly
No,
what
they're
they're
setting
gonna
it up. They're setting it up now. That's exactly what they're doing. They're claiming they're gonna, like the charges people are catching up in Minnesota and down in Texas and stuff like that. And they've been arresting people left and right trying to give them charges. So who knows what they're
I'm-
gonna do? But they
I'm
have
glad-
tried to escalate the situation, both the cops and the ICE. But there's been no real violence on the left. So
I'm glad you guys brought up ICE. I wanted to talk about this one case. Then I want to get into gun control in the prison system, where I want Chairman out. These were the questions I got for you. But I want to talk about this case in Maine, man, where me and Luke and I went to school. This is where Luke and I met, was the University of Maine at Farmington.
Go Beavers.
Yeah, go Beavers. But yeah, in Biddeford, Maine, this case took place with Juan Sebastian Duran Guerrero, right? He was shot to death by ICE. Jeremy Baker, I want to hear your perspective on this case and why does this keep happening?
it's just it's government sanctioned assassinations at this point. They get paid 6-figure salaries and they can get away with murder, literally. Why does it keep happening? It's because they're hiring hate group members. They're hiring the people from the Klan. They're hiring neo-Nazis, Oath Keepers, 3%ers, Proud Boys, like you name it. They can get, now they have no problem getting in the military. And they have no problem getting hired as an ICE agent. We just had Gabriella. Remember we had Gabriella Soto on the show, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, her husband's locked up. His deportation officer, the man in charge of whether this guy gets to stay in the
18.
country, is fucking 18 years old, man. So
Wow.
it's basically, they don't give a fuck. It's racism, they get paid to be racist assholes. That's why it keeps happening. You guys saw that Adam Cray is his name on Instagram. He had got actual voicemails from the guy's ex-wife, because when the guy murdered him, he called his ex-wife. He's like, yo, you got to vouch for me. And she's like, fuck no. And she just started spilling the tea. She's like, he's abusive. He's a dick. He's a bad father. He has a small penis. I mean, she didn't say that. I'm just kind of assuming at this point. You know what I mean? But she's got voicemails from him where he's basically calling her the C word. I'm not going to say it on your show.
Well, I have a quote from that, if you don't mind. He said something along the lines of like, I think you should have your effing throat cut.
Throat cut, yes. Yeah. I forgot about that. He literally left that on a voicemail.
I'm not you, but I still think you should have your effing throat.
Yeah, he's like, I'm not saying I would do it, but I'm saying you deserve to. It's like, that's who we're dealing with. And they're untrained, trigger happy idiots. You know what I mean? He probably didn't lose any sleep over that shit. If anything, they probably high-fived each other after they got back. You know what I'm saying? The guy that killed Renee Good still works for ICE, as far as I know. I don't know about the guy that Alex Preddy. We haven't heard anything about that guy. You know what I'm saying?
What'd you say, Luke?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, another thing quote from his wife was that he seemed unusually calm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, because he knows he's going to get away with it. Like, he knows he's fine. He knows.
Right. It's like I said, government sanctioned assassinations, and it's going to get worse. It's not only is it going to keep happening, it's going to get worse.
But it's like, but once again, none of it is new. Yo, before we started reading Wretched of the Earth, we was reading the Philadelphia Negro. If you go in there, Du Bois, W.E.B. Du Bois, was talking about the immigration, but he was talking about immigration of black people, but of slaves. Du Bois was saying the slaves that are coming from down south, he was calling them immigrants. And he said when they come up here, they make Philadelphia and like the middle class black people and stuff. They made them look bad. Yo, it was a class thing. Even what's his name? What's his name? What the hell is his name? But anyway, it doesn't matter. They all talk about immigration. Yo, the problem is the people that are in power, they can solve the issues that are plaguing the people in the community. The low wages, the jobs. They have to find somebody to be a scapegoat. They have to find somebody to go after. So they're going after people that are immigrant. This is not new. It happened in the 90s. It happened in the 80s. It always happened. It's a cycle. Now they're going after them. I'm going to tell you again.
Well, after 9/11, it was
it was
Muslims,
dumb.
yeah.
It was dumb people. But I'm going to tell you again. Out of all the people Trump has deported, he still hasn't deported more people than Obama. Out of all the noise that Trump is making, you see, but Trump is feeding the base. The base want to see this. Those racist people, those KKK people, they want to see people being dragged. They want to see them getting shot. Yo, this is why no matter what he do, they're in his corner. He has that small slither of America that's going to be with him no matter what. I mean, the problem is the masses of us have bought into that lie. And the people that are working there are people that don't care about people. There's a sociopaths. Yo, I'm not going to take an ICE job because I know what it entitles. Those people that's taking it, they know what ICE is about. They see the media. They see what's going on. They want to shoot people. I mean, they want to pull up. They want to run up. Like every time they drag somebody and they take them, that's a bonus. Every time they bring somebody in, they get a bonus for that. So they'll go to a courtroom. Somebody going to court. They don't care. They want their bonus so they could pay for that trip, that vacation to Jamaica. So they could be flying first class, talking about, look how we balling. I mean, no work, no vacation. I mean, they could do all of that. So every time they go separate a mother, they kill a father, they don't care. And that is what this society breeds. That is what we socialize people to be. They're only worried about themselves. So none of this stuff surprises me. I'm not surprised to see what they're doing. I mean, this is what they've been empowered to do, incentivized to do. I mean, the only question is this enough for the rest of us to say we want to give our lives to changing this condition? That's the only question, because it's not going to change no matter who you vote for. It's not going to change on its own.
It's gonna get real bad soon.
It's gonna get worse than this.
I've been watching watching, man.
Yeah. So like, if I call myself an activist, a revolutionary, and I know it's gonna get worse than this, and I am not preparing for what's to come, then I have failed. That is why I keep pushing. That's why I keep pushing the institutions. Yo, I can build institutions myself. We can't do it ourselves. Yo, we need everybody to understand. Yo, we need bunkers. Yo, we need to have bunkers in all our communities. These people go to nuclear war and they will kill us all. And they have they have these spaceships. They have their bunkers. All of these billionaires have bunkers. They like, why would you go talk shit to Russia and you know they got nuclear wars? Why are you going to talk shit to China and you know they got nuclear wars? Yo, at some point, one of them is going to press that button. And what's going to happen to us? You ain't got no bunker. I don't have no bunker. None of us got shit. We just sitting here, and I don't have the money to do it. If I had the money, yo, I would have bunkers everywhere. I mean, but like,
for real,
yo,
right?
We got to do it together, yo. We got to do it together.
Hey,
we got to put it.
Allegedly, there are massive bunkers all around, like top secret bunkers all around the country for like the end of the world type shit. We just need to find out where those are at. And just go snatch them. But
he's right. Yo,
Camp David was a decoy.
Yeah,
it's a decoy.
Yo, no funny shit. And I'm not gassing. These politicians have places they can go during a nuclear war.
They're building one under the White House right now.
I mean, they have. But what are we doing to prepare ourselves? Yo, they're building cop cities, police. They're building more police stations, everything around it. Even
surveillance.
Even though crime is going down, crime is the lowest it's ever been in the history of America. Everywhere in the country. Then why are they building all these police cities? Why there's blocks that they took over in our city where they erected police stations. They talking about it's a training facility. Nigga, F you. You could go outside and do your training. You don't need to build a whole goddamn edifice to train anybody. But
Yo,
this what it, and like we have to be prepared. What are we going to do? And if you're serious, reach out to Jeremy, reach out to me.
yeah.
Like let's start. What? Oh yeah, but go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, just drive down the street or drive down the highway anymore, and you'll see like cameras and shit, flock cameras and all that stuff everywhere.
I got to go to the meeting at 1:00. You got one more question?
All right, yeah, we do. I'm gonna ask you this question. We're gonna go to violence real quick. All right,
Yeah.
Chairman Afrika, let me ask you this question, brother, because we hear for years and years and years, oh, the reason why there's so much murder in the hood in the black communities because black on black crime, and I'm tired of that. Was black on black crime created by us, or was black on black crime created by white people?
Your black on black crime is not just white people, but like it's a class of people that put out all these ideas into the community for us to start absorbing and taking these ideas in. So you have black intellectuals, you have black politicians, all these people, all of them, they give us these solutions because they know they can't really fix what's going on. Crime from the beginning of time is because of poverty. It's because like people don't have the resources that they need, lack of education. These are all the things that breed poverty. I mean, it's not, so let's say you say there's poverty in the community, so we're going to do a gun buyback, because this is the stuff that they do. So you go in there, you get the people in there to come bring the guns, you take their names down, and you give it to the police. What do you think the police is going to see when anything happen in the community? They're going to them people that you done brought in, and you done told them to give up their guns. But like, for what? The crime don't go there. No, nothing in the community stops, because they could go get another gun, and now they're printing guns. So they could just go home and print another gun.
Right.
Now they got $300 in their pocket, and now they just take you that gun and print another. But like, it's just all idiotic and stupid solutions. Yo, you want to fix crime, you fix the education, and you fix the you fix the poverty rate. So like you people go to work, they actually make enough to like one person stay home and watch the kids. They just see if we do that for 10, 15 years. Let's see how that work out. You in a relationship with somebody, you two are in a relationship, you get married and you have children. One person stays home and watch those children while they go to school. The other person don't work 8 hours. Let's say they work 6 hours and they still get time to come home and be in those children's lives. Let's see how society changes. But they will never do that. They will tell you to come and do a gun buyback. They will do a dance. They'll get in the street with incense. And I mean, they'll stand in there, whose street's our street. They'll give speeches, but they'll do none of the structural things that will alleviate violence. Yo, white people kill white people. It's who you live next to.
Yeah.
Black people kill black people, that's who you live next to.
More like people you know.
White people kill black people.
Whoever you living with, whoever you sleeping with, whoever the people, those are the people that you kill. I'm not gonna kill. Like, I open my door. Let's say it's all black people outside. Nobody leaves their hood with all black people and going to the white community 45 minutes, 30 minutes away and just start killing people. Pow, pow, pow. Yo, you kill somebody in the community. Maybe you in a gang. Why are you in a gang? Because to survive, you need to have a group of people belong to, or like a family, a group that, I mean, you're gonna be protected. So you belong in that gang because you don't want to be the only person there that's not in the gang. So you join that gang, and they over there, they got their gang. So like your gang, let's say y'all sell drugs, whatever things y'all do in the community to make money. The other gang over there, they want that territory too. So now you're shooting at each other. Some people get caught in the crossfire. Hey, they die. But this ain't because that person is black. It's because that's who's here. And we're fighting for territory. Because politics is a struggle for resources. That is politics that they're playing. I mean, so like, but if it was all white people there, if it was white, they'll shoot them too. I mean, but these academics, these fake academics, these politicians, these entertainers, these celebrities, they have to feed us this nonsense. They have to feed us like, is that white person? No, you know what? Yo, and now in the black community, it's like male and females going against each other. Gender wars, all of this goofy shit that has nothing to do with what's really going on. I mean, and all of it is really controlled by those that are in power that control all these institutions, because that's how it filtered down to us. I mean, like, if you control the judicial system and you say like, yo, when the female come in, most of the time the female is going to get the kid and we're going to make the father pay child support. Now that woman is getting $500, $1,000 every 2 weeks, every month, whatever she's getting. She's not trying to let that money go. I don't care what you say. And then this person that has to have 2-3 jobs to be able to survive and pay rent, they're giving up $500, $1,000. You think there's not going to be animosity there? You think there's not going to be no issues there? I mean, but like the people that make these rules understand what they're doing. This is how you separate and break up the community from the family level. And they put all these things out there that we all participate in, but we don't know. Because like even when I was telling you about Wretched of the Earth, he says most of us don't have no idea what they're doing to us. We really don't know, because our most important thing, he said back then, is the land. But our most important thing, every single one of us sitting here, is finances to be able to pay the bills. So if that's all you're worrying about, you worry about paying the bills. Man, you don't give a damn about all this politics shit, this black power shit. You don't want to hear none of that shit. How the fuck am I gonna pay my bills? I need to make money. And that's where we get stuck at, because we just worry about financial shit. We don't want to read. I mean, and most people will see what I say and they'll get upset. Like how dare he say all police are bad, but they won't go read Fanon. They won't go read any book. It's just how they feel, because I feel it's bad, so I'm right. No, that's immature. That's a sign of immaturity. Yo, if you believe I'm wrong, prove me. Show me how I'm wrong. Go and read it. Show me in the thing. I mean, how I'm. Then I'll be like, all right, I'm wrong. But to be like, because I feel this way, so I'm gonna think and believe the way I feel. Yo, that's real childish and immature. I don't even talk to people like that, because there's nothing to talk to you about. Because I can be telling you the truth, but you telling me how you feel. Fuck your feelings. I don't give a fuck. I mean, like, and most people can't grasp that shit. And it's like, and if you one of the people listening, and you're this people, and you feel some type of way, yo, I'm not mad at you. This is how you was raised to be, socialized to be, just like myself. But I implore you, yo, I beg you, I plead with you, yo, go read, prove me wrong. So I told you I got this from Fanon. Go read Fanon and see if Fanon says something different. And then if Fanon saying what I'm saying, you have to be Promethean, courageous enough to be like, yo, I was wrong. Most people don't want to admit that shit. They gotta be right all the motherfucking time. I'm right. Nah, you're wrong.
That's how you learn.
Again? The book.
You say what? Oh, Frantz Fanon. Wretched of the Earth.
Wretched of the Earth.
Frantz Fanon, Wretched of the Earth. Every revolutionary, everybody that try to transform their society, they read this book to understand where we coming from. Yeah. And before I go, because we got to do this meeting, I'm already late. Before I go, yo, he says in the book, in the first chapter, if you want to transform society, you got to be ready to deal with whatever is going to come your way. Whatever the state is going to do, whatever people are going to say, however they're going to look at you, you have to be ready to deal with all of that. I mean, so it's like, to people that's listening, if you're really sick of society, you sick of your life, how things are going, yo, there's a better way. Yo, your life can be better in just like that. But you got to be willing to be sincere enough to learn. Because everything that they got for us is it's a social construct. Its meaning is like rules by men, the laws by men. It is not like gravity. It's not concrete science. Once you learn that shit, you understand. All right, so what? They say they're doubling your rent. Yo, you still got your motherfucking help. I mean, and you don't need to worry about them doubling your rent, because they're doing that shit illegally. There's things we can do to deal with that shit. Then you're not stressing. You're not going to sleep worrying about the motherfucking rent. Oh, like, how am I going to pay the rent? What am I going to do? You lose your job. Yo, it's okay. Your health, you still have your health. You're not dying. Go collect that unemployment that they're supposed to give you because you're working, and then go to school. Find something to do that can help you, that will make you feel better. Yo, the world is not ending. Just because whatever they do out there, you can still be okay, because it's all a social construct. You don't have to allow these things that they're doing to us to be able to crush you, make you mentally sick, because that's what's causing the mental health issues. The people are stressed the fuck out. They work too hard. I mean, they're exploited. Yo, you just wake up on a daily basis, bro, and just walking outside, you deal with shit. going through traffic. You get to work, you deal with that piece of shit boss, you deal with all these people that you don't like. When you're leaving, you got to deal with shit. When you get in that house, you got to deal with shit. Motherfuckers just are tired. This is not how we're supposed to live. And if you want to change that shit, we can change it. But don't join just any organization. Join our shit. Because I don't trust them other people. I don't trust this shit. I mean, I don't trust nobody else's shit. They're not going to make you study. They're not going to join our shit. We are the Panthers of New Jersey, and Jeremy got the Unity Project. If you're not ready to be a Panther yet, you could go to the Unity Project, which means we all just come together to do shit together. But like, join our shit, bro, so we could be stronger.
We are working, man.
What's the Voltron? I mean, we could be all had these connected parts, and we could fight. And the next time I holler at you, we talk in a couple of days. I want to know what you went to school for. I want to know what you was doing in Spain. Now you got me thinking, like, fuck this motherfucker. What he go to school for? Fuck he was doing in Spain. What was he doing there for 6 years? Yo, how the fuck he in Poland? What the fuck is he doing in Poland out there?
He's robbing convenience stores in white pants. That's what he was doing.
Gotcha. I gotta go, y'all. All power to the people, y'all.
Hey, love you, man. Take care.
Man, very nice.
Y'all got like 20 more minutes.
Yeah, we can keep talking.
All right, cool. All right, cool. Yeah, so we're gonna jump into gun violence, gun control.
That shit was funny.
Yeah, it was. So about 44,000 people died from gun-related injuries in the U.S. last year alone. Roughly one death every 12 minutes. And the U.S. firearm homicide rate runs about 26 times higher than other high-income countries.
Mm-hmm.
What do y'all think about that?
We are the country of the Wild West, I guess. It's always kind of been it seems like America has just kind of fetishized guns. You know what I mean? I'm pro too. I'm pro Second Amendment. You know what I mean? I actually own guns. So like I have a different view on it, but yeah, I can see how a lot of people are against it. Obviously, they're only made for two things. I mean, you target shooting and shooting things, animals, people, you know what I mean? That's what they're made for. But yeah, I think common sense, gun control, I don't know why that's so outrageous. You know what I mean? They're really talking about making like a federal carry, where you just carry wherever the fuck you want to, you know what I mean? So yeah, talking about you being able to order pistols through the mail now. It's gonna get bad. I mean, you put guns in the hands of stupid people, the stupid things are gonna happen. You know what I mean? Couple that with the amount of mental health issues we have in America as a result of, you know what I mean? That's something we don't talk about a lot because a lot of people commit crimes like that. People get pushed beyond their breaking point. Like everybody has a breaking point. And, it's just, but it seems like it's being completely unchecked. You know what I'm saying? The gun violence in America, if anything, they're making it easier.
Yeah, I think like I actually became slightly, I would actually, for gun violence specifically, I was probably in high school before I studied political science in a very rural area in Spain. I genuinely just thought, I was like, no citizen ever should have a gun. Like I was to the point where I'm like, no citizen, no matter what the circumstances, should ever own a gun. I don't give a fuck about hunting. Didn't matter to me. And then I was in like, well, you remember Dave T at the house where the guys on the soccer team used to live? Oh, right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And like, I heard them constantly. They were like, only the people who had guns in the gun safe had the code. They were insane. And they were just like insanely. No, of course there are stupid gun owners, obviously. But it really
for sure.
Yeah. Changed.
Rednecks exist. I mean,
yeah. And even though I'm actually a vegetarian and I have been since I was 10 years old, like I don't like inherently have an issue with hunting as long as it's done responsibly. And then all the stories, whenever there's any story in Maine, anywhere where some hunter did something stupid, all the hunters were immediately like, that guy sucks. Like they were immediately against it. One of my friends was like, his dad was the game warden. And I just think like, Yeah, there's so many like common sense things. There are, of course, like the gun show loophole is a massive issue.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
like
yeah.
one of the things that's commonly talked about. But there's so many ways in which the citizens can, in theory, like own guns. But like, why does it necessarily need to be in the home all the time? If we acknowledge that guns for self-defense is kind of silly because somebody's more likely to get shot in the house if you have a gun, obviously, like
Right.
significantly more likely, and it's normally by the gun that you own, and not by another person's gun. So yeah, it's just very, 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 very basic, like a gun registry. They say it's like, oh, it's just going to lead them to take the guns. And maybe there's, for especially like the Black Panthers carried firearms to protect themselves, maybe there's some concerns about that. But
Mhm.
generally speaking, and then the number of people who die by suicide by guns every year
Oh, well, yeah.
is horrific. I've had like suicide attempts myself, and like I swear, if I ever owned a gun, I don't think I would be around because it's just such an easy like
It's the easy way out. Yeah, if
solution.
you're
It's a
gonna
terrible way of saying it, but
No, it's
yeah,
true. It
yeah,
is.
and there's
Um,
actually in the U.S. anyway, in Maryland, I forget exactly when. I would need to like send Ray the study, but like they took away deaths by suicides by gun from the
mhm.
male female difference in suicide rates, and it made the amount of men, because men commit suicide on a much higher level rate,
Yeah.
and it significantly dropped it to the point where it's almost even, because guns are such a, it's a terrible way of saying this, a good way of doing it and quick
Yeah.
way of doing it, that like it's also an epidemic. Yes, gun violence towards other people is also a massive problem, but
Mhm.
like gun deaths by suicide are also like I think like in 2024 the CDC, this is just like Googling very quickly, so I'm
Yeah,
really
yeah, yeah.
sorry if this is not completely
No, it's okay.
accurate, but it says something like close to 30 to 27 593 deaths by suicide in 2024 by gun.
Mhm.
Like that's almost the population of my hometown,
Yeah, that's
like
crazy.
per year. So
Jeremy, go ahead. You had something to say.
No, I just said my outlook on guns has evolved over the years, I guess. Like I there was a point I wasn't raised with guns or anything like that. I just kind of like got curious. I got gun curious. and yeah, so I went, shot a gun, and I just kind of fell in love with it. It was actually really cool. Like I love target shooting and stuff like that. And then over the years, it went from that to more recently as promoting it as a self-defense. But like I always promote, I've never promoted violence, but I definitely promote having a means to defend yourself, you or your family. If you're not comfortable with guns though, because like the Constitution says arms, it doesn't say guns, non-lethal arms. You know what I'm saying? There are other ways to protect yourself and your family, like if you're not comfortable with guns. But in this time these days. Like I've gone on pig patrol, armed patrol down in Philly with the Black Panthers. You know what I mean? So like I've fully exercised my Second Amendment rights. You know what I mean? So again, that's not something I would have done 5 years ago or 2 years ago even. But promoting the community being able to police itself, I think is also important to show people that it is possible. It just takes people that are committed to doing it. You know what I'm saying? So like again, we go back to earlier where we were talking about like can the cops or not say all of them are bad or like some of them might be good, something like that. Like we can't right now. We have to assume that they're just all bad, and we have to be able to. We have the right to police ourselves. You know what I mean? We have the right to bear arms. I've seen it. I've seen it happen. You can peacefully protest. Panthers across the country are protesting with arms peacefully. You know what I mean? So I don't know if it's just the way things are going that I feel like it's necessary for people to be able to at least protect themselves because I'm not so much worried about the government coming after us. I'm more worried about if there's food shortages, water shortages, because we can talk about AI data centers and I know on another show and what they're doing to the fucking all over clean water. You know what I'm saying? What do you think is going to happen when somebody needs to just feed their child from starving to death? That's when people really start going ape shit crazy and we'll be more than happy, not happy, but willing to commit an act of violence against you or your family to get what they need. You know what I'm saying? That's the time. That's the kind of times that we're foreseeing.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not trying to
Yeah.
fear monger people, but that is a very much a reality that we have to possibly accept because the data centers are taking all the clean water and all the stuff they put out in the air is completely toxic. You know what I mean? They're poisoning our food. They're putting pesticides on our food again that were banned previously. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like they're just kind of strip mining America. So the rich are going to get what they want, and the rest of us are going to be caught or held holding the bill when there's no food, no water. We can't breathe the air. Like this stuff is happening in the Northeast. That could be on a regular, everyday basis if we don't figure out this whole AI data center thing. With all of the smoke coming down from Canada, people saying it's hard to breathe. Well, that could be our reality if we don't do something. Like if we don't come up and rise up together.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think I want to ask this one question. I want to move on to prison systems. In order for you to have a gun, I think we should go through obviously a mental test or something like that.
Mhm.
How would that look, do you think, in order for somebody to have and own a gun?
Well, I think you should go through like you do getting your driver's license. I think you should have to get tests. I think you should have to show aptitude. You know what I mean? Mental stability. If you have any history of mental illness, I think that should be addressed. You know what I'm saying? Like you were saying, like obviously, I don't think people that have mental health issues should necessarily own guns. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying it's way too easy to get one right now. So yeah, like common sense gun laws, better background checks, make people earn that gun license. You can like right now, I could never own a gun before, walk into a gun store in Pennsylvania and leave with something that could really do a lot of damage to myself or other people. That's American guns right there. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
if we change that, for some reason, people want to freak out. Like, just earn it. Take some classes. Fuck. You know, it's not that hard.
Well, there are
But yeah,
even
it's got to be more of a process to it for sure.
there are even people who like are I can't oh gosh, I can't think of his name. There's a guy like I feel terrible. I can't remember where I saw this. He's talking about how he trains people to use firearms. He trains people in mass shooting situations. He trains people like how obscenely difficult it is to like find out who is like people in these training programs accidentally shoot innocent people all the time because
Mhm.
like you can never have enough training to use a deadly weapon. And this is a
Yeah.
guy who generally supports people like, well, of course, owning guns, but also getting the proper training for that. And yeah, I agree with everything Jeremy's saying generally. I have like the thing with the mental health check is like I could probably pass a mental health check right now.
I know.
Yeah,
There's
like
no
yeah,
foolproof way to fix
I'm
it.
not saying, and I don't know how you would do that. What I'm trying to say is I don't know how you would do that, like really,
Mhm.
but it's at least a good idea. It's at least a good like start.
Mhm.
And yeah, it is tough. People get very one of the biggest problems with doing anything. Well, you guys definitely know this in terms of gun regulation is the NRA. The NRA is a massive problem
For
because
real. Yeah.
anybody who's remotely that. So what like big interest groups, and I mentioned this with like APAC as an example. What they do is they don't necessarily change people's minds. They
Mm-mm.
normally fund people who already sort of at least kind of tangentially like kind of agree with them. But what they do is they keep them from moderating. They keep them from changing their mind even slightly. So even like when mass shooting after mass shooting happens, if generally Republican, there were a few, Mancher I don't think is a senator anymore, but like mostly Republicans have any inkling of an idea to start regulating guns to prevent gun deaths,
Mhm.
they are immediately primaried with funding from the NRA, and the
For
NRA
sure.
doesn't actually care about like gun owners. They care about the companies that make guns.
Yeah, they're propaganda basically.
Yeah, it's propaganda for the gun companies.
Right.
So, yeah, like it's really fundamentally difficult to get anything done.
Mhm.
Mostly because, well, and in America, one of the biggest problems we have is just because giant corporations can have giant super PACs that prevent movement of any kind from happening. They can
Mhm.
support incumbents. Incumbency is way too strong. There's a reason we have a geriatric problem in the United States government where everybody's like 5 years old.
One is brain dead and or dead. And we don't know.
People have died this term.
Fuck, bro.
6 people. Like, and I'm not saying I'm not cheering. I'm not somebody like, even if I don't like the politician, I genuinely try not to, like, at least publicly express like joy in that. But it's like there's a reason for that. Like, Miss Feinstein, like Senator Feinstein, she was just too old. She was frail. She wasn't able to speak at the end of her, and they're still saying we need to. Like, what do you? She can't be. She is meant to be.
She doesn't know where she's at.
Like,
she's like, I'm where.
But this is partially because of incumbency is so strong because they have so many. Like, oh, I just looked at APAC tracker. I know. Sorry, I know we're talking about like gun violence.
No, yeah, I've sued that website. I love that website. You look
at my home state, Delaware. Like, look at Chris Coons's. I know he's not funded by APAC. He's not. He is funded by APAC. He's not funded by the NRA, but he's funded by like 20 different PACs.
Yeah,
it's
dude,
like,
I got Fetterman.
That's impacting his decisions in Congress.
Yeah,
and it's
I got Fetterman right
now. One of the
now.
biggest things is all they need to do is say no. All they need to do is say no. Gun regulation, no.
Yeah, yo, Fetterman.
Death by suicide, no.
Fetterman needs to go. I don't know if you got. I think he's way better or way worse off shape than anybody's letting on.
Yeah, he had a stroke, and he's like,
I don't think he could hear. I think his mentally. I think he's because I saw it seriously. And that's who's from my state. He's taken like over almost $2 million from APAC in a short amount of time. He was on for whatever reason, an interview with Logan Paul. And the only reason I'm bringing him up because he's threatening to bail ship and turn Republican. He is APAC's little lapdog, man. They love him. He's just their giant lapdog. He has a phone that transcribes everything that somebody says. I don't think he can actually, I think the stroke affected his hearing. I think the stroke really affected his mental capabilities. He has a phone that literally will, whatever the conversation in the room is going on, will transcribe it onto his phone, and he'll just sit there with his phone like this the whole time. Go look. I'm telling you, I think he is even like possibly as brain dead as Mitch McConnell.
Is Mitch McConnell alive? I'm not.
No.
Like, Ray knows me. I'm like really anti-conspiracy theory. Like, yes. I really go against. I really try to like, be that annoying, like,
you kind of have to be now, you know what I mean? That's the part I hate about this. They've turned me into a conspiracy theorist because all the conspiracies were true. Yeah. So now I'm like, what? Maybe I don't know. I'm like second guessing everything. You know what I mean?
It's so funny though. It's like, oh look, he's fine. He's like,
I know. I'm like, wait, he looks 10 years younger in that picture. No, it looks like he's being held hostage.
Like, yeah. He's like, help.
Dude, his wife fucked off to fucking China after he was in the hospital for like 3 days. She's like, vacation. She just ran. I'm like, man, this
look. It's at the very least a very bad look.
No, it's not a good look. No.
I hate this timeline. I'm sorry.
No, it's all good. All right, so we'll move on to the last topic. Let's talk about the prison systems here in the good old US of A.
Yeah.
All right, so
I've yet to see the inside of one, surprisingly.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised.
I'm actually surprised. I say it all the time with all this stupid shit I do. Jesus Christ.
So the U.S. has less than 5% of the world's population, but incarcerates people at one of the highest rates on earth. Nearly 6 million people are currently under some form of correctional supervision. Explain that number to me, and how does a country built on land of the free end up here?
Fundamentally, it never was. Like, it's when the language of liberty and freedom came from, like, in comparison, like freedom from a monarchy. That's the reason these guys spoke in that way. It's like nowadays when we hear like the language of like the Declaration of Independence and what's in the Constitution, it sounds so insanely shocking that like, oh, but they had slaves, but they didn't mean liberty for everybody.
They didn't. No, they didn't
This
see that one
fundamentally
coming.
did not mean liberty for everybody, and certainly not, you know, Native Americans.
Right.
And yeah, it's double speak.
Hmm.
It's like it's a fundamental like form of double speak, because liberty just means something differently to those who are already in power than it does to people who aren't in power. And like the 13th, if there's an amazing documentary called The 13th, which I highly recommend anybody who
Oof, great documentary.
And they are still able to control people, largely black and brown people, by like creating laws that are more likely to be violated by certain communities, normally poor communities. And yeah, and like the fact that there's the private prison industry has an incentive to have recidivism rates.
Yeah.
Because if there's nobody being arrested, if there's nobody being thrown in jail, then they don't make money. They literally have like, how does our prison system have shareholders?
That's what it is, though. In America, it's a for-profit operation. It's capitalism is the problem. Also, I don't know if you guys know this, but prisoners, whatever county I believe they're in, the population of that prison counts towards a city or county's overall population. Therefore, they get more federal funding, et cetera, et cetera. Like it's all about capitalism. That's exactly what Geo Group, like that's what we're dealing with now with these private prisons, these concentration camps, like the one I'm going to tomorrow at Delaney Hall. It's all it is. They get bonuses. You know what I mean? They more federal funding. That's all they care about. They don't care about what's happening behind those closed doors. And it's not rehabilitation. Let's admit, America's prison system has nothing to do with rehabilitation.
No,
nothing. What's the country? I was watching a video.
Norway.
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 Yeah, they literally put them in apartments, get them little jobs, and as long as they behave, everything's good to go. But they actually have a really good success rate. But again, capitalism is a lot of times why people go to jail in the first place. Robbing people, typically a crime of necessity. You know what I mean? I don't think people rob. I mean, maybe some people rob people just as a hobby, but most people rob people because they need something or want something the other person has. Do you know what I'm saying? So poverty also increases the likelihood of crime. And capitalism, again, doesn't function without poverty. So it's a big cycle.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And there was I won't say his name because I actually really liked this professor, generally speaking. And I don't know if Ray ever had him, but like, he's a philosophy professor at University of Maine Farmington. And again, I got along with this guy, generally speaking, but he described this as a radical idea. He said there are radical people who believe that when somebody commits a crime, yes, they might be a danger to society, but the job of the state is to remove them. And again, he described this as a radical idea. He said that is a system that is a failing of society, because crime, it was like, I believe Durkheim who said, like, who's arguably the first like sociologist that said crime happens because there are flaws with the system. But he said, like, radicals want to take this person, move them away from like people who haven't committed bad acts, and basically what's the word again, to make them better for society, help them stop behaving in this way, and then release them back. And he described that as a very radical idea. And I was just like, as somebody who's like studying like political science and was reading more Durkheim and different sociologists, like Du Bois actually one as well. Like, I was like amazed that a relatively like moderate guy could think that was a radical idea, because that's not a radical idea in some places. And the idea, like, because we have this just like, and maybe I'm not like genuinely, I used to be very anti-religious. I'm not anti any specific religion, but like it's a very Christian, like eye for an eye idea that these people need to be fundamentally punished, and that there was no reason that they did this other than it's easier for people, especially like people like me that grew up in like a middle class area, that I don't know many people that ever went to prison. So I wouldn't know, like, people, all these like criminals are so other, or these people in prison, they're so other to me. And if you don't grow up knowing anybody who's ever been to prison, i.e., normally white people, then like, yeah, it's like you've been told your entire life that they've done something so fundamentally wrong that their rights don't matter anymore because they're dangerous to society. They don't. Yeah, maybe they deserve to come out after those number of years, but while they're in there, who cares? Because they're criminals. They're it's just so drastically dehumanized every step of the way. And like, yeah,
once you get labeled that, though, like and that's the other thing with our society. They make it so hard for you to turn your life around. Because like I had a problem. I got addicted to painkillers a while back, and that was a rough ride. And honestly, I got pushed to the edge where I thought my life was over. You know what I mean? And once you mess up in this society, it's very hard to claw your way back. So people that get labeled as ex-cons or have any kind of history, they automatically assume that's you the rest of your life. And I'm obviously not talking about violent criminals. I'm talking about people that are just maybe fucked up in their life, made some bad choices, stuff like that, and did a little bit of time, came out a better person, maybe got educated while they're in, stuff like that. You know what I mean? I get that. Rehabbing people, making people better than they went in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But like as somebody that's actually been to rehab, I can tell you, man, you learn a lot of bad shit. It's not a very productive environment. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times people come out worse off than they were when they went in. You know what I mean? Plus probably the PTSD of dealing with what you have to deal with inside the American prison system. You know what I mean? We all know it's not summer camp.
There's also a place where anybody can get drugs.
Yeah, like I'm not going to do well in prison because I fucking hate Nazis. So I'm like, my choices are limited. You know what I'm saying? I'm fucked, man. Because that's usually how it is in prison. It goes by skin color in America.
Yeah.
It does. Like, or if you belong to a certain gang, that's who you roll with. You know what I mean? So yeah, American prison system is cooked. And it has to be completely, I don't even want to say restructured, but almost torn down torn down completely and rebuild it.
It can't be private. Like it just
doesn't. There's got to be so many people that do not need to be in prison. Like there's probably people in there with weed convictions and now weed's legal. And it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like that kind of shit. Or somebody that has a weed conviction from back in the day and now weed's legal, but they still have a conviction. You know what I'm saying? Like that.
Or was affected by the 1, 2, 3.
Yeah. Like our whole system needs to be redone because and again it goes at all signs point to capitalism. Like even white, I'd say capitalism our number one problem, and I always say white supremacy is the problem right below that, but definitely capitalism. As long as it always revolves around money, man, it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? They're gonna try and just fill the jails, and then we have our biased court system. We obviously know that's filled with full of and structured around racism. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And also, like what I said too about like APAC, NRA, it's like the same thing goes for like there are funds that like again they have shareholders. They also have political action committees. It's now with like prisons. It's like as you mentioned, which like I had forgotten about, but I have heard that before, where it does count towards like the population of a state. It's like. There's so many reasons that people would ironically like want a prison to be. Yeah. Politicians would want prison. So it's like, but they even still have political action committees to get as much as they possibly can from the system and from these politicians. Again, any semblance, any like a thought crime of thinking of fundamentally reforming the way prisons work in the United States, and they pull funding or they fund an opponent.
Yeah. And
then that person's not in Congress or this in the House or the Senate anymore.
I definitely agree. We got to get money out of politics completely, especially foreign money. for crying out loud. Like, we do not, why is Israel paying off our politicians? They own almost all of them, let's be honest.
There's a reason there's a reason they put American in the name of the action committee, is because what they say, and I don't agree with this, of course, but what they say is like, oh, well, these are American people that
right.
But they have Israel's mind first and foremost, and then there's the JAC and J Street as well, who are fundamentally like, it's amazing because like I live in Poland where there are tons of refugees from Ukraine, and the idea of like Russia having an organization like AIPAC in the United States, it's just it's absurd. Like I
guarantee you,
it's fucked up.
I'll tell you something that's real fucked up. This is the day I lost faith in our whole governmental system and was looking for something to like. I was kind of like trying to figure out what my next step was going to be, because I totally lost faith, because I promoted democracy and voting and all that bullshit. You know what I mean? But then I walked the halls of Congress. And if you want to be discouraged and lose faith in our government system and realize that this whole thing is just rigged and everybody's paid off, man, I'm telling you, just walk. All you're going to see is blue and white flags hanging everywhere. That's all you're going to see. What other capital in the world would you see an other country's flag posted up? And there's Christian nationalist flags, all kinds of shit in the halls of Congress, just out in the open. Okay. So, yeah, our whole system right now is very, very corrupt. I did that. It was about a year ago. I did that. I was posted up in DC for the veteran sit-in, and man, I was angry when I got done. I was like, how? And Democrats' office too, like just
mostly
everywhere.
Democrats are
everywhere. It's almost like you see more blue and white flags than you see American flags in the U.S. Congress.
I'd imagine like, I can go find. I don't have the information at hand, but I could tell you it wouldn't take me 10 minutes to find information online as what Democrats are getting funding from business systems, just like Republicans. I mean, I'm not saying Democrats are as bad as Republicans. I'm not one of those people. I do think there's just massive fundamental problems, but
kind of lesser of two evils at this point.
Yeah. But it's just so many like Democrats take funding from these things that maybe not specifically like the NRA, as many of them, but the private prison systems. I would imagine I'd be able to find at least a decent number who are all.
Oh, for sure.
It's like. And yeah, that's why now I'm still like, generally speaking, especially for people in swing states generally, but I never tell people like to vote or how to vote. Generally speaking, I'm still like, this is what one of the ways we can do stuff. Yeah. I still think we should try to vote, but I understand it completely. I didn't vote for Kamala Harris because I vote in Delaware.
Yeah,
in Delaware, it didn't matter.
I voted the last time. I voted for Kamala Harris, but this time I'm our organization, the Unity Project, working with the Panthers. Like, we don't promote politicians. We don't platform politicians.
I understand that.
You know what I mean?
I understand that.
If it's your right to vote. If you want to, go ahead. I'm just giving you the knowledge that I have based on the things that I've seen personally. I was traumatized when I left that place. I went in there all high spirited. I did get to go into Randy Fine's office and ask them a really awesome question and had them like, their eyes were like saucers. It was great.
What did you ask them?
It was, all right. You want to go to, all right. It was right after Charlie Kirk died, right? Most people don't know this, but right after Charlie Kirk got murdered, right? And everybody was focused on that. The Republicans were blaming the left immediately. Democrats did this. The left did this. They murdered Charlie Kirk with no evidence whatsoever. 2 hours after Charlie Kirk got murdered, all those same Republicans that were saying that initially, that was the first time they voted to block the Epstein files from being released. 2 hours after Charlie Kirk.
Is that true?
2 or 4? No, that's a fact. That's a fact. Nobody see. That's why I keep thinking we're getting played. You know what I mean? It's like everything is this big act. Like, yeah, I'm not saying they used Charlie Kirk's murder to try and cover up the Epstein files. I'm just saying it's a hell of a coincidence. While the media was focused and blaming, like MAGA's online calling for civil war and locking people up. You know what I'm saying? Like crazy shit was happening, and then you took that moment to block the Epstein files from being released, and their staff was sitting there like,
I want
Oh
to say
shit!
like one thing, like because I studied political science, and my thesis was on fascism and far right movement.
Nice. Okay. Okay.
And
So you
but
know a
like
lot about it.
one of the things, well, not necessarily isn't as necessarily to do with like fascism per se, but like one of the things that turned me off of wanting to work in politics was actually, or even like be directly involved in it, was how, and these are people I got along with. These were my
Mhm.
classmates. I generally got along with most of the people. Very small like field of study at UMF.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But the way they talked about things like this as strategic, and it seemed like, now I know a lot of these people like actually have genuine convictions, but after like my 4th year in there, everybody, all the seniors specifically, were so like, it's become so gamified, and they see something like that to them genuinely, like passing anything when there's a distraction, that's something they genuinely talk about in the open. Like that's how they speak to each other. Like, oh, we can get this done right now because everybody's focused on this. We can get this done right now because, and you think like, oh, that's political corruption. To them, it's not corruption. It's just how they do things. It's how they fundamentally do things. And
Yeah. You're right.
when you don't have, I'm happy that you were able to like ask a question and actually like,
Especially Randy Fine. He's like Israel's #1 buddy on the Republican side. He's very pro-Israel.
Yeah, like, and you know, the only thing that made me give me an inkling is like that, you know, because of course they're saying like Israel killed like Charlie Kirk.
Yeah, it's the
And
conspiracy
the
theory.
only
Yeah.
thing that made me think they might have done it was when Netanyahu came on and was like, "We did not do this." Like,
Yeah.
you don't actually.
Yeah, it was
Oh,
sketchy. That was sketchy as hell.
I'm like, it's
Yeah.
really weird. how
It was
angry
it was
these
it was
people are now.
minutes, wasn't it?
Right after, yeah.
Right after, like they did this AI video of Charlie Kirk, like how he's an angel, and it was so bad. But yeah, they literally like, it was like bang, we didn't do it. It was like that fast. We didn't
The
do it.
only thing that made me
And
think they were
everybody's
gonna
like,
actually done it.
nobody said you did.
Yeah.
But now
Yeah.
it's like, well, yeah, there is so many. Like, that's the thing, though. We are dealing with those types of people that I think people don't understand how extreme of a government we have right now.
Yeah.
They're okay with killing each other and others. We've seen it. Charlie Kirk, I still think was an inside job. I'm sorry, just with the way
Big time.
I mean, come
time.
on, Erica Kirk celebrated that shit. I've never seen
Yeah, she had
a
a very
happier
strange
widow in my life.
reaction.
You know what I'm saying? And then all of a sudden, after he died, Charlie Kirk was pro Israel. and like,
Yeah.
what? Okay, no, hold on a second. Because he was very much not so.
He was very, I will say, he was immensely pro-Israel for a long time.
But
said
he
things
went
like,
there and saw it. And
yeah. Also, like, I will say, like, his some of his statements that were skeptical of Israel were still like not immense. They weren't like suddenly radical statements. He wasn't suddenly like, so
mhm.
I don't personally, I saw his rhetoric. I think he saw what he saw. And also a lot
Yeah.
of his fans are very, very far right and
For sure.
and genuinely anti-Semitic.
Oh, yeah.
So
Yeah.
he also wanted to placate them, I think.
Yeah, sure.
But it is immense. And Erica, like, what is she saying after, like, she's talking about their earnings on one of the first
I know,
calls.
like how much merch
Yeah.
they sold and shit. I'm like, what?
Like, your husband just died.
Right.
He just died. You're talking about
A month.
yeah.
And another thing is, you don't
Can't
know.
make it up.
Nobody, you can't. Where's his burial site? Does anybody know? Because I do not know.
I
And
don't.
I've tried to find out, but it's not.
Sure,
It's
it's
not.
probably like where he's from or something. I don't.
Nah, I'm telling you, you cannot find out where he's buried.
Yeah.
It said there's all kinds of weird shit happening around that whole scene there. But no, I think the statement that got Charlie Kirk ended up getting him murdered. And I still think Erica Kirk was like a honeypot operation. Like, you know what I mean? Because that's another thing they do. I'm sorry. We're dealing. That's what we're dealing with. We're dealing with people that specialize in espionage, blackmail, honeypot operations. You know what I mean? So they send Erica Kirk in.
Story like her dad was.
They all have ties. It all leads back to the blue and white, man. It all leads back.
Yeah,
you know what
it's
I mean?
fucked
They
up.
have massive ties to Israel. And that Charlie Kirk started questioning whether October 7th was an inside job. Because he felt, or he was questioning if there was a stand down order given, because he went and saw Israel, found out that basically the entire border is nothing but soldiers, one after the other. Basically, you couldn't go very far without seeing some kind of military on the Israeli border. And it took them hours to respond to the festival being attacked on October 7th, which that does not, right there in itself, doesn't make sense. And he was questioning that.
There's a
And I'm
woman
starting
who
to think
called
he
in
started
and said
waking
that
up
this
and
was going to happen that
Yeah.
morning as well.
yeah.
Like, I do
And
know
I think,
a lot of that's like,
yeah. And I think him and Candace Owens, I don't know if they were like, I'm not spreading any conspiracy theories there. I don't think they were actually like sleeping together, but I think they were genuinely good friends.
I think they
Like,
were.
I think him, yeah. I think she cares more about him than his wife for sure. You know what I mean? She's definitely mourned longer. Erica Kirk came out with a sequins outfit, fireworks and shit, music playing and stuff like that. They sold merch at the fucking funeral, at the wake that they had.
It's
You know what I'm saying? That all these people went to. Like, it was a packed house. They sold merch at his wake, bro. I would be mad as hell, man. That's how sick this is. But yeah, we could go into that a whole. But again, we're dealing with extremists. We're dealing with the conspiracy theorists now. So don't think they will concoct some insane plan. Like, come on, Butler, Pennsylvania. At this point, does anybody really believe?
that was the one of the ones where
He got hit in the ear,
he got hit in
allegedly.
the ear. Okay.
Yeah, all the video footage. Even the right doesn't believe that Butler, Pennsylvania, actually, like, they believe it was an inside job too. There's so much dumb shit going on in America right now. It's stupid.
Yeah, I just want to say,
Land of the free, guys. Come on.
Land of the idiots. Weird old dub.
do completely. One of the things, though, I thought of a good like analogy, like for me, is like I'm a massive soccer fan. Like I know I played soccer at UMF. That's actually why I was like there.
Nice.
But like I was a referee at one point. I know a lot about the game. I had coaching badges at one point, and like there's a conspiracy that like FIFA is a terrible organization. They've done terrible things. They didn't let the Iranians stay in the US. They detained the captain for like 8 hours. Trump asked to get one of the US players' red cards rescinded, which I don't think it was a red card, but you can't do crap like that. There's so much blatant corruption, but people think Argentina have gotten some favorable decisions. And I would argue they haven't actually had that many favorable decisions, but I don't blame people for thinking it's a conspiracy because everything else is so fucked that it's so much easier to believe conspiracies when things are just so messed up. So I don't like.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing though with conspiracies. Like some of them are based in reality, and then there's like flat earthers. You know what I mean? Like because it got. You know what I'm saying? But that's the thing. If you come up with a theory, you're supposed to follow the evidence. And if the evidence says you're wrong, then that's where you stop. But we don't do that as Americans. We just run with it. You know what I mean? That's why we have flat earthers. You fucking idiots. Yeah. But no, yeah. American education system, ladies and gentlemen. It's by design, trust me.
We'll end it like that. This is the Random Shuffle. I'm your host, Ray Swaby. Jeremy Baker, aka the Radical Left Thug. Chairman Afrika left a while ago, but we love him. Luke, the homie Luke. Guys, I would be
if you want.
Guys, yeah. Guys, listen, I'm gonna be dropping all of Jeremy Baker's information in the YouTube description. All right.
Nice.
Go check out his PR podcast. He does this weekly. All right. You hear stories about Gabrielle on these podcasts. Guys, these type of podcasts are what you need to listen to. Why? Especially if you're in the States. These are current events that are happening right now. Jeremy Baker is one of the heroes, man. I know he doesn't want to give himself credit, but he is a hero, man, and he has a lot of informational stuff on his channel, and I highly recommend checking this dude out. All right, and we also have Chairman Afrika. We're gonna have his stuff where you can go click his stuff, and also go support what he's doing in Newark. We got GoFundMe going around for Jessie Lopez Jr. All right,
Nice.
guys, go help him out. Sign that position. We got a
Yes.
bunch of people signed. We need more to happen. If you guys care about unequality in this country, do your job and sign that, please. All right. This is the Random Shuffle. We are out. Peace and love, y'all. All right.